Rosehill, a beautiful and coy community in the historic parish of St. Patrick's, a community that is filled with the amenities for youth development and loaded with the potential to achieve. But despite the quiet, quaint demeanor, Rosehill is known in St. Patrick's and the rest of Grenada for another reason. It is believed that over 70% of young persons in Rosehill have one time or the other have been in police custody, a community where the abuse of drugs, teenage pregnancy, gang violence and poverty are the very harsh day-to-day realities. Evidence have shown that a great number of young persons from the community are primary and secondary school dropouts, and if they did accomplish their schooling, has not achieved much since, a trend that occurs up until present. A place where linemen on the block, smoking weed, drinking alcohol, partying, and simply engaging in negative activities are the accepted norm. Where most of the very persons in the community are ridiculed for attempting personal development, the accepted lifestyle is the hustle. Rosehill is a community at risk.
Community need to more development, but the people don't nice. And we need to get together as youths and as we did the program and going on, so we could help each other to be victors and not being victims. And we need to come around and talk to the youths and them much more, because some of them just doing the black idling. What they're thinking about is just gang thing and smoke, and that's really what it is. The band leader work and they don't get up and go look for work. And all that again keeping them down in life again. We just keep watching one another and they don't want to make a step. Because more you think about watching people, you don't go know, you have to watch yourself first before you think about watching people.
Right. Traditionally, we know in terms of discipline, Rosehill, the individuals sort of lack discipline.
Rosehill has always been challenged with poverty. It's a community where a lot of negative stigma has been attached to it. We found that in recent times, a lot of the youth, in particular in Rosehill, have gone towards crime and violence, drug use, as a means of coping with poverty.
But while the future looks bleak for Rosehill, there seems to be a silver lining. In comes Project Fly, fostering level-headed youth, a project from the Ministry of Youth funded by the UNDP.
Project Fly was done in Rosehill as one of the ministries of Ministry of Youth, Sport and Religious Affairs, rehabilitation, community rehabilitation project. The ministry felt that there was a need to engage the at-risk youth in the communities so that they can become meaningfully involved in certified training.
We have been looking at the situation that exists within the community of Rosehill in terms of the level of unemployment, as well as issues surrounding the whole security and citizenship security issue. When we were engaged as part of the discussion by UNDP as part of the regional security consultation that was taking place, and of course this was held in Grenada sometime in 2015, we did recognize that there is a possibility of linking the community with the issue at hand. Rosehill is really one of the communities that is at high risk in terms of crime, violence, unemployment, and so the project really by itself, Project Fly, fostering level-headed youth, really focus on providing opportunities for young people to be engaged in a meaningful way that would eliminate them having time to be on the block, to be engaged in illegal activities or to be engaged in activities that would eventually lead to crime. And so one of the major objectives of the Project Fly was to ensure that we have a reduction in criminal activity and criminal offences within the community. And we also wanted to be able to provide opportunity for the young persons to become employable, and hence we provided the skills training as part of that initiative. Hopefully these young people would be able to utilize these skills and create employment for themselves, and so they would be able to be more empowered and come away from the block as they would normally do during the day.
To achieve maximum effect, the project has implemented several components across a 6-month period, accommodating 25 young persons from the community between the ages of 16 to 35.
And the young people in Rosehill gladly accepted the challenge to come out in the numbers and support the project. We have had 96% attendance, with one young man who had to drop out because he was ill, we had another young man who left the project because he got permanent employment, and another young man who just was frustrated and could not handle the rest of the training. However, we replaced two of them. We were able to replace two of them. And the project went on smoothly. We had started with our life skills. And after having the life skills, we move on to the literacy and the numeracy component. Following that, we had the community support, the small business, and also we had the customer service to end the project.
I think a program like the FLY program would have been more than appropriate, particularly for those who have just left school, who have just been exposed to that part of the system and still have hope left in them, that you can really channel their energies and their attention towards a more positive use of their time, their efforts and their energies, and show them the way in which they can make successes out of their life. And I believe with that, other persons in the community who have been exposed for a much longer period would see the benefits of the program and would then try to make the transformation to get into the program to make the changes and reap similar types of benefits for themselves and their families. And basically, I dealt with life skills to assist them in making that transformation from secondary school life, from family life, into being an individual and taking responsibility for your personal life and channeling yourself in a direction that will enable you to empower yourself, give you self-belief, raise their self-esteem, and give them the confidence that they need to move forward and be a success. We would have dealt with topics such as self-esteem. We would have dealt with creating a life plan, and I think that was the most significant part of the program. Creating that life plan gives them the ability to assess their lives as is in the present and to construct a plan, step-by-step plan over the next year or two that would move their lives from where they are to primarily the dream that they want to achieve.
Do not be remote controlled by anyone or anything. Some people live remote controlled lives. Understand? Remote controlled lives. Understand? And that's how strong you have to be. Because you make decisions for you, regardless of what people will say. Because people will always talk. You make a bag of juice and they start sharing it. Some people tell you too sweet, you're not sweet enough, you're not so too acidic, you should be a little more. Everybody will have a different comment on the juice.
Literacy helped me a lot. He teach me like how to go about with job letters and stuff.
Okay.
For me, it helped me a lot too because I know how to write the application and I learn how to do it. I know. I think I'm kind of good at it, how to write application.
It helped me to better write a resume and simple words that we used to take it for granted, but it play a major role.
My best part is the life skill, because I could not be doing that here today, like sitting down and expressing things, sport and the aspect.
So what we basically did for the mathematics or the literacy was we had to go back to basic mathematics. Actually, dealing with ones and tens, place value of a number, what makes a number, what gives a number its value, and depending on the place that it's in, how do you calculate that number. What we also got into was some applicable maths and some, we first differentiate or give the difference between applicable maths, practical maths, and theoretical maths. We had to outline, I had to outline what was necessary, how maths is necessary in everyday activities, whether you're a construction worker, whether you're a farmer, a mechanic, even if you're getting into business, how maths is. And it tied in very well with other components of the program, for example, the small business, even in regards to the construction and the plumbing, because we did a bit of measurement, of course, and I think that tied in really well because it's necessary for doing courses like that. In the small business, in the preparing of a business plan, we also did some budgeting there in the numeracy. It wasn't anything major, but it was basically showing them how you should spend your money basically, or how you could budget your money. If you have a business, how a simple budget can assist you in generating funding and so on.
That's my favorite subject as I growing up as childhood, and I think the class would have been 3 days maths because I love maths. Yeah, I really love maths. I wish I could do maths again.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me now, it helped me a lot. So in case like I have my own business, I will go to handle, the income and thing, check it up and thing. So that helped me.
In addition to the formal sessions, more hands-on programs were also included in the program.
We're working on a simple garden bench. That is a garden bench. She's currently working on one side of the bench. But she's making a simple adjustment, again 22 inches long. So she's measuring to cut out these 2 inches. Participants to get a basic idea of construction practices in Grenada. But currently they are progressing quite well. At the beginning they had little idea of what was going to be involved in the program, but now through good training, through theoretical and practical aspects of the program, they have improved tremendously. But I'm kind of happy there are more females in the group, and it shows that in Grenada that the women are not afraid to be involved in construction, and they have the women are displaying their skills to the best ability, which is satisfying.
Here by installing a kitchen sink, thereby putting up waistline on the water line. Basically, it's simple. We pipe here, waste for the kitchen sink. That's where the wastewater run. Process it in the bottom and run out to a drain. Hereby we have the installation of a shower. The installation of a shower, whereby we cut and we install angle valve. We install a valve so we could control the water movement. We use a 90 into a T to bring it onto the wall, so it will be center. Then we use a T and a pipe. A pipe is used for the short aspect of the shower. Normally 27 or 28 from the ground. My aim was basically to make them know the basic parts and basic tools, basic fittings of plumbing and what it really consists of. Within the exam that I had given, I had turned out to like a 95% of a class of 13, which I think is tremendous and very good with how I had taken them from and where they are now. Basically, we at a point whereby we installing a kitchen sink and a shower, and based on the video that is shown, you can see they participate very well and they are interested and they had a very good turnout and process whereby they achieve a lot.
My name is Dwayne Toussaint. I'm the cricket coach. I'm responsible for teaching the participants the basic skills in cricket, and we have been doing that for the past 8 sessions. So basically what we have been doing, we have assessed them. We have done an assessment from day one, and from that assessment we have seen what level they are at, and we have continued with the basic skill, batting, bowling, fielding. Coming into the community, a community like Rose Hill, it was sort of difficult at first, but once we introduced ourselves to the participants and we talked, and we decided that we will start from basics after the assessment. Everybody was geared and happy to go, and coming from that we have seen talent and we have encouraged them to take up cricket and continue in the community, to go along teaching others, because cricket is a really fun sport. We have spotted young ladies who we have encouraged to come and try out for the St. Patrick's Women team.
You got the whole field to play. Come on, I don't know the ball. I don't know the ball. Next side, next side, next side.
My name is Ken Adams from Riverside. As a coach in the Project Fly program, coaching Rose Hill's upcoming stars. Well, so far, as days go by, the training have been improving gradually. I could see the determination in the players. And as closing today, I teach them a lot of rules and factors we need on the football field, because football is not just only playing the game. There's more to that. Football on a whole is a very wonderful thing, and I'm so happy that the project has bring in football on a whole, because football in the country, like in Rose Hill, is a very wonderful thing to the players. And bringing it in Rose Hill is a very nice and wonderful thing. From the start there was a bit of ill discipline, but gradually them players and them, they take to themselves and they understand where football is a discipline game. And for the past 2 weeks after, I could see the improvement in discipline.
And finally, the final components included small business and customer service, where participants were encouraged to be free thinkers and to be able to be self-sustained individuals and maybe one day become business owners themselves.
When you have a business plan, when you do it the first time, is it that's it? No. What happens with the business plan after? Yes, okay.
I was in charge of doing customer services. What we did, we break down to the children about communication and how, if you open your own business, what things you should and should not do in community services. Face-to-face contact, telephone contact, or to approach somebody according to the age, the size, however, to the level in education and not. It was a challenge in the way that they wasn't open to me because I was young and they did not know me. But after a period of time, they learned to get accustomed, and it was very easy to run through the whole program with what we have done.
During the project, many things were achieved, but none was appreciated as giving back. During the month of the elderly, the participants had a chance to give back a few goodies to the elderly of the community.
Another very important component that took place was that of bridging the gap with the youth in the community and the elderly. Fortunately, the program we had coincided with the month of the elderly, and our participants in Fly, they were able to go out in the community and distribute hampers to the elderly persons, speak with them, hear what challenges that they have, and the elderly giving suggestions as to how the young people could move forward with their lives and so forth.
Officers and rules review, we hand you this package, thank you very much. And the flight participants. Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Trade, we are here this morning. We have people from the ministry, we have persons from the community. We're doing a special project down in Roseville Community Center by the past year with some youth in the community to help them, right? So on behalf of the ministry and the youth in the program and Project Fly, sponsored by the UNDP, United Nations Development Program, we are here to present to you a little gift of token from the project.
Going forward, I think we need to have a lengthier program. I think 6 months could be too short to squeeze the components of the program together. Because what we have noticed in that community is that we have persons who have challenges with literacy and numeracy. And remember, the project is at-risk youth on the block. Community rehabilitation. These are the persons who may have not been in the formal education system for quite a while. And hence the reason why we need to have an approach with the literacy and the numeracy component that will be of a longer duration so that we can create some impact on them.
What I believe going forward is that Project Fly seemed to have great impact on the community in which it was held. And one of my concerns is what happens to these persons after Project Fly has closed off. How do we engage these young people who we have started to mold and we have taken them from level A to level B? How do they move on to level C, D, E, etc.? I think that is one of the things that we need to look at.
I think that the continuation of the life skills as they move from just introductory training into specific skilled area training into actual business placement or self-employment opportunities, that they will continue to need that type of guidance, because as you move from one phase to another, the challenges are different and the skills required to deal with them would be different. So I think that's one of the reasons it should continue for longer. Additionally, I think counseling needs to be a part of the program, because many persons in the program have a lot of personal challenges that they face that they would not be willing to discuss with anyone else, and particularly in an open group session?
Going forward, my recommendations would simply be that the timing of the literacy course needs to be a little bit longer. It's difficult trying to get persons at a really high level in mathematics when you kind of have 3 months to accomplish that. But other than that, I think we did, with the time allotted to us, we did all right. Persons were a little bit apprehensive at first because I mean, when you start with maths, those who are not very competent in the mathematics, they felt a little bit left behind and so on. But we worked together. We worked together as a team, myself and the participants, because it was participants helping participants, students helping students. That's basically what we did. And I think at the end of the day, our goal was accomplished.
At the end of 6 months and after many challenges, the goals and objective of Project Fly were achieved. What do you think about the program so far?
It's excellent.
Excellent.
Well, for me, very good. Helped me a lot.
All right.
It helped every aspect of life.
The objective of the program has been met, and I think it was surpassed because there were components in the project that we did not cater for, but we were able to put them into the project that enhanced the project to make it more meaningful.
Who I am going for your entitled farewell. The day is finally here. Memories of good times to share. This journey was a great one, being with people to whom I belong. We learn, we laugh, and we die. It would hurt to say goodbye. Goodbye to who I am today. Because this experience made me who I am. Goodbye to who I am yesterday. Because this experience made me who I am today. We would continue to dream big, then fly. Memories like this never die. So on this day, as special as today, all we must say is Hip Hip Hooray. As nothing and no one can never stand in our way, starting from today. Thank you.
What people said about you yesterday was bad. What is happening here today is truth. Because you have proven to person that you have the ability to become somebody, and certainly you have done that.
Growing up in my village, I always wanted to get myself occupied into something meaningful. Then I was approached by some of the youth officers who told me about the FLY program that was taking place in my community. I was happy to be part of this program, since I would be able to benefit from it tremendously. Before the program, my self-esteem was very low. Now, my maths and English skills have improved dramatically. I was able to answer questions when asked in class without being afraid. I wish that such program similar to this can be continued in my community, since it can be beneficial to all. Therefore, I would like to thank the Ministry of Health, Youth, Sports and Religious Affairs for taking us on this journey. Yes, we did it.
As a member of the ministry, that we'll continue to explore other sources of funding to support the continuation of this project. On this note, I extend congratulations to you graduates for your tenacity, your sacrifice throughout this process. Appreciate the opportunities that this training will bring you and continue to invest in your personal development. Thank you.
Project Fly has really been a success, and we sincerely like to thank our sponsors also who really supported the process. UNDP for that intervention. We believe it was very timely, and we want to thank the UNDP local office as well as the Barbados office and staff for their input and their support as part of the process.